Nikki Renoir, demonstration artist and trainer for Inception News. Today we'll take a look at how to run a social media search and how to move that content into a playlist, potentially to play out on the air. So social media is a big part of Inception News. We give you the ability to add 5 different kinds of social media accounts: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Flickr. And in most cases, we can publish to and search content that other people have created on those platforms. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and run a Twitter search. So I'm hovering over the Twitter logo at the top of the navigation pane, and I'll select Search Twitter. And when my window opens under Search Query, I can type in a hashtag or a keyword or a phrase. In this case, I'll type in Donald Trump. You can restrict what language you're returning these tweets in. If you're doing perhaps a program in a specific language, in Spanish or in French, and you only want to return tweets in that language. And you can opt to geo-target this search, so to only return tweets that include the phrase Donald Trump that were posted within a certain area or a certain radius. That's pretty powerful if we're talking about breaking news or especially sporting events. But remember that Twitter users have to let Twitter grab their location when they're posting from their phones. And only about 10% of Twitter users are doing that. So it's a very, very powerful tool, but remember, you're going to be pulling from a smaller pool of Twitter users when you're geo-targeting a search. In this case, I'm going to remove the geo-targeting function and simply click the search button in the bottom right-hand corner. And what I get are a list of results that include the phrase Donald Trump. If this resulting tweet has an image, we'll let you know with this camera icon, and you can click that image and display it. We'll also let you know if that tweet has been retweeted at all. And if any of the text in that tweet has hit against the blacklist, that tweet would appear on a gray background. A couple of notes about my search results here. I could opt to interact with my search results. At the top of my search Twitter window, there is a string of text that says no user selected. You can click the word that says change and then select an account here from this drop-down menu. When you select an account, you get your options to interact with these search results as the account you've selected. So now I have the option to reply, to retweet, or to favorite these results. And in the bottom left-hand corner, I can also opt to create a new Twitter post. But what I really want to do is to drag some of this content into a playlist. Playlists live in that second button at the top of our navigation pane that look like 3 pages stacked on top of each other. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my playlist and close my playlist manager. To drag content from a search window to a playlist is as easy as a drag and drop. I'm going to select the avatar or the profile image for the tweet that I want to use and drag it over to my playlist. Remember, a really important thing happens when we drag and drop between the search results on the right and the playlist on the left. Those search results are live. That user could change or delete that tweet, but when I move it over to my playlist, I'm saving a copy of it on my playlist, so it becomes editable to me. I could opt to remove a profile picture if I deem it to be inappropriate. And of course, if there was any language in here that was inappropriate, I could remove that language and make it appropriate for air. Remember that every piece of social media needs to go through an approval process, and there are a couple ways that you can approve. You can select the item in the playlist and click the approve button at the top. You can double click and open up the item within the playlist and use the approve button within the playlist. Or you can select several lines or just the one and hit Control X on your keyboard to approve those items. So several ways that you can approve, and of course the ability to approve is going to be set by your super users in those all-important user roles. Remember, Inception is going to be the vehicle that gathers that social media content for you. So we're gathering, we're making that content appropriate for air, we're approving that content for air. 2 very important steps, that approval process and making sure your playlist is online. I know my playlist is online. I see online in brackets here in my playlist title. That means I'm sending active and dynamic updates. How is that happening? Inception is sending updates using an RSS feed. If you click the Settings button within the playlist and select the Outputs button in that form, you'll find the RSS feed that Inception's feeding all of that content, all of that data in, right here within the Settings menu. You would grab this RSS feed and plug it into Data Link and Expression or anything that can read an RSS feed, and then manipulate how that data looks on the air. So the end result for these tweets could be a full screen, it could be a crawl, or it could be a lower third, or perhaps a half screen on the air. That's up to the graphics engine and how your graphics designers create those templates. That's a look at searching social media and dragging it over to a playlist. If you have any other questions, feel free to visit the Inception section of the Rost Video website or jump into one of our community forums. Thanks for watching.